All right, welcome back to the Built to Grow podcast. I'm your host, Tim Lyons, in the studio for 2023. We have made it. God bless. Hit the applause. Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am. Joined, as always, by Randy Angston. What's up, buddy?
Hey, Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. I feel older in some aspects.
Did you see that report about, was it South Korea changing their age?
No.
So apparently South Korea used to do their age, but everybody was a year older January 1st. And so if you were born on New Year's Eve, you were 2 years old come the next day.
Interesting.
Which was wild. So apparently they're moving to the international accepted way of your birth date. But yeah, fun fact to start today.
I'm not sure if that changes my life in any way.
Well, you think you might have lost a few 8 years if you were Korean.
Oh, you're younger now.
Yeah, you could be younger.
Your health insurance goes down. The cost of health insurance.
Right to financial benefits.
Oh, we got a great episode today, guys. We're going to go over some numbers of the industry here. But before we do that, you're going to probably hear some stuff in this episode and you'll be like, wow, I think I need some help with my business. And that's what we're here for. We offer a podcast twice a week with all the episodes. You can go back and listen to any one of them. We've put together a semi-private training, like a semi-private personal training program, which is a compilation of all of our best episodes in regards to semi-private training. We'll put the link in the show notes for you on that. But we have a coaching program. This is our accelerator. We take on clients, and at any time of the year, kind of a rolling start play with that. And it's the accelerator program. It's you can check out more information at winninggym.com/grow. Take a look at that. If you have interest in that, just opt in on that page. You'll get a chance to book an appointment with Randy, and we can go over kind of where you're at in the business. But our number one goal from day one at Profit is to help you win.
Help gym owners win. That's
why we do this podcast. That's why we give out information. We have free trainings. We have a Facebook group. That's what we're here for. So I'm a gym owner still. I'm in the trenches every day. I'm in the gym right now. This studio is in the actual gym. So I'm not used to have a gym guy. I'm actually in the trenches. And I know that means a lot to a lot of you. I think it would me as well if I was looking for a coaching program. I'd want to know, hey, this guy is still in the mix, because things change. Like, what I did 10 years ago, it has no relevance with what we're doing today. So that, just want to throw that out there. I want you to know that I am you, right? I am still you. I didn't sell the gym to focus on Profit because I just wanted to focus. I mean, I have full focus on Profit because the gym runs itself at this point. And so anyways, throw that out there. This episode, guys, a state of the industry report came out last week, right?
Yeah.
And we got our hands on it, and we wanted to kind of dig into this. And there's some eye-opening information, I guess.
Scary in a way.
Definitely scary.
Yeah.
But gives you guys, there's a silver lining to this. There's some definite opportunities for you as a gym owner, depending on your model. And we're going to share some of this information with you. So I wrote down a ton of stuff here, and we're just going to kind of wrap back and forth on it. And I might have to move this swing arm the other way. I don't know. That might not work. But
I think you got your cord.
Did it?
One more time.
Okay.
All the way around.
We're just going to do this right here. All right. So in this industry report, there was a survey, and there was a collection of data from Push Press, Waterfy, and Team Up, as well as some other sources. And there was over 10,657 gyms worldwide that kind of offer data into this report. Okay, so this is not a small, 500 survey of a specific type of gym. Now, most of these gyms are CrossFit gyms. That does need to be stated here. CrossFit is a specific model. You guys all know what a CrossFit is. But it's totally different than, say, a semi-private personal training gym.
Correct.
Or even an all access. But they do break down averages, and they break down the modality and the model of the gyms within this report. It's a great report, guys. But anyways, I want to kind of go through these, and I want to share some of the information with you so you can kind of see, hey, how do I stack up in this industry? Because that's important to know, right?
And it's the data, right? Like we say all the time, the data tells us what we need to know. what we do with that data, that's where the power is.
There you
so
go.
like this could scare the shit out of you, but at the end of the day, like this could be your saving grace. So
good point.
Pay attention here.
Good point. Okay, so let's just start off. The average number of members per gym is 154. Okay, sounds good. 154 members in a gym. Marketing wise, the average gym in this space is getting about 27 leads a month at $27 cost per lead. Okay, so kind of low on the lead flow, I guess. Membership numbers, I think, 154, 200, that's about what we're seeing in some of these micro gyms anyway. That's a good number, right? You can make some money there.
Well, and the statistic, I can't remember the name of the study, but they say that you can only remember 150 people.
Dunbar, yeah. Dunbar's number, you can only have 150 relationships, right? Now, I would argue that you can have 150 relationships per person, but not per gym. Like if you have 5 coaches, and fitness director, the owner, like you can grow that.
Absolutely.
I think fine, no problem. All right, so let's talk about revenue, because that's like one of the most important numbers. The average gym was making $15,900 per month out of these 10,657 gyms. So $15,900 a month for a annualized revenue of $190,800. Okay.
Yeah.
So right off the jump, that to me, that's super low.
Yeah.
That's super low. 190,000. Okay, cool. Like what are we, it's got 150 members. If you do that math, it's $103 a member, right?
Per month.
Per month, right? So that to me right off the jump is low. Then I'm thinking, okay, well, this is CrossFit. This is very class oriented. Makes sense. Okay, so classes. Now, when you think about a class-based model, you're like, okay, large volume of people in a class with one coach, we can coach a bunch of people. Scale, right?
Yeah.
Scale. Average number of attendees per class, 6.6.
That's not
okay. So that defeats the
whole purpose.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that defeats the whole purpose. Okay, so you've got 6.6 people per class. Why are you doing classes? Like, it doesn't make any sense to me.
Exactly. And the data, like it's showing, right? We have a low cost barrier of entry, class-based model. We're not getting the volume that we think that we're doing in that model, according to the data, as far as the number of attendees and things like that. So at the end of the day, you're not making anywhere near the revenue that gyms think that they're capable of making, or that they are making on average. It's way lower than what we thought gyms should be or could be making in that model.
Right. And so we kind of did some more math. I mean, they give you some of these numbers, but it's so like 6.6 people per class, and based on the average group training rate divided by the average sessions, it's about $11 per head in a class. So if you take $11 revenue to the gym times the 6.6 people, you're making $72 an hour in a class.
As a business deliverable, is the entire business is making that revenue.
Right. If you just, they collected all the money, you got all the people in the classes, you divide that by how frequent they are based on their membership, it all kind of shakes out to $72 revenue per class. And okay, so that's an eye opener, right? So $72. Okay, well, if you have somebody training like for you, a coach, like you got to pay that coach out of the 72. Not only that, you've also got to pay the rent and the electricity and the marketing costs, and hopefully there's some left over to pay yourself. It's somewhere in that number, and already the numbers seem bleak, right? Like just the averages. Now there's outliers above that, but there's also outliers below that.
Absolutely.
That are actually doing worse than this. So again, we're just talking averages. This is a class-based, mostly CrossFit-style model. All things point to failure, in my opinion. Like, I don't see, there's not enough money here on the table to spread.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, and that's the thing is, like, I talk with gym owners all the time about this exact thing. A lot of gym owners come to us about switching their model, right? They're in that competitive team training, boot camp style, and they see the value in other models, right? We specifically talk about semi-private. And that's the biggest thing for me is if we're doing team training and we're only working with 6 people on average per session, why are we not considering other more valuable service options for that same period of time?
Well, I think hopefully this report and this data and you reading it, you kind of read between the lines. Like this isn't the model for profitability, for big money.
Yeah.
Sure, on average, I think there was like 72% of the respondents were profitable, but being $1 profitable isn't worth the time and effort you put into running an operation. To run a gym, guys, it's the hardest job on the planet. I don't care what anybody says. And I know this to be true because I have friends in other industries that look at what we do and they're mind blown.
Oh yeah, constantly.
And in our Iron Circle, which is our highest level mastermind, we have gym owners that own other businesses, and they constantly say, "Oh my gosh, it's so much easier to run this salon than it is to this damn gym." Because people actually show up for their appointments. People want to get their hair cut. People want to get their nails done. People want to get their face thing done. Like they come in, they can't wait. They're happy. The gym, you can't get anybody to show up half the time for an appointment, right? Like we're gonna change your life, right? but they'd rather get their nails done, right?
Yeah,
you know what
exactly.
I mean? So it's just a different, it's the human being, and we've really identify, like we've scaled the whole thing down to the fitness space. Like people don't want to buy what we're selling.
Yeah.
And it's true. They don't want to buy hard work because that's what we're selling. We're selling them hard work.
It's delayed gratification, right away, right? I mean, if you had the option of going and getting your hair done, walking out and feeling better about yourself, or you knew you were signing up for a gym and then, maybe in a few months you have a similar result.
Right.
Which one naturally do people want to choose? It's human basic
yeah, exactly.
habit.
So let's dive deeper into these numbers. Okay, well, the industry average retention in months is 7.8 months. Okay, 7.8 months, the average client stays with you. We know that you can't make lasting change in 7.8 months, but also if we're looking at a pure revenue model, like let's just say between $103 and $160 per month. So like that client is worth as low as client value is $800 to, let's just say if it's 150, whatever, do the math, 1,050. Okay. So 1,000. So between 800 and $1,000 is your client lifetime value. Okay. Now, if you're into marketing, you know the math of marketing, winninggym.com/math. Check that out. We have calculators on there. And so you need to know your client lifetime value. Like, okay, how much am I willing to spend to acquire a client that's worth $800? Well, now that comes way down because you need to make a profit. So are you willing to spend $200 to make $800 over the next 7-8 months? Like maybe your cash flow has to make that decision for you. But when your clients are worth $5,000 and you're making $400 a month, yeah, your ability to spend more to acquire a client dramatically increases. Makes sense, right? So you've got this client that stays for 7.8 months, pays you between $103 and $160. They're worth $800 to $1,000. You've got 6 of them in a class, and on average, based on their frequency, they're paying about $11 a class, and you're making $72. Like again, all of this math is it's like, man, what am I wasting my time?
It's dismal. I mean,
if I'm a gym owner living in this CrossFit space and I look and I'm in the average gym, I might close my gym. Like I might say, hey, this isn't for me. Because the math doesn't add up. And even if you felt like, hey, there was some room to grow and you look at the averages and even on the high end, like there's still not a whole lot of money in these models.
Correct.
Here's the good news, guys, though. There's another model out there. We're proving it over and over and over again, semi-private training model where gyms are making, this is $190,000 a year. Our gyms are making $500, $600, $700, $1 million a year. They're working less. They're making way more per client. They can spend money on marketing. There's money left over. They've got a life. All this stuff happens when revenue goes up.
Yeah. I mean, and there's a couple of those things.
And the kicker, sorry to cut you off, the kicker here is they don't have any more members than what's in these gyms.
There you go.
Yeah.
That's a big deal. And you're not adding, twice that per session, right? You're still only working with, we have a 6-to-1 model. Mm-hmm. It's like you're already doing a similar level of deliverable in a way, right? You're still working with the same number of clients per session. You just have to do do it differently. There is a better way, right? The juice is worth the squeeze on this half of it.
Sure.
And this is why I love data. This is why I love the math of it all, right? We know our numbers. We know this stuff so damn well that our decisions are made in confidence and comfort because the math adds up over and over and over. A couple of those other things that surprised me of those gyms that were polled, over 75% of them had run paid marketing, but in August of 2022, only about half had active ads. So the referral-based, mentality is still trying to lead the forefront of gyms, thinking that that's the way to grow, and you're not going to outgrow this problem, especially without paying to add clients to that to your gym. It's a must.
Well, they're getting 27 leads a month. Okay. And on average, they were signing up 9 clients a month. Okay. So if they're signing up 9, and let's just say their attrition's 5% on 150, they're losing 7.5. Their net gains 1.5 clients per month. Like, you're stagnant.
Correct.
You're not moving anywhere.
It's not growth. It's not scale for sure.
It's not growth or scale. It's stagnant because you have 1% up in the attrition and 1 less member that comes in this month. Because again, 9's the average.
Yeah.
You're negative this month. Like, this doesn't add up. Guys, you work way too damn hard to make scraps. I feel your pain here. And I think you guys that are in these models need to get wise real quick, because this is no life here. I don't see it. I'm going to get into some more numbers here in a second. Let's get into owner benefit. Okay, the whole point of opening a gym is that you can make more money and work less time, have ownership, have equity in something. But even here, it doesn't add up. Like, the averages that they got net owner benefit. Okay, so net owner benefit is not only just pay; it's net owner benefit. So it's, hey, I threw that extra protein bars in the Costco order, right? Or an extra steak. Yeah, it's an owner benefit, right? Like,
sure.
Or gas or cell phone that you use for personal, but you also use it for the gym. Well, if you didn't own the gym, that would be on your personal financial statement. So essentially it's owner benefit, right? Maybe you pay for your vehicle. Maybe you pay for health insurance, right? All this stuff that you benefit as an owner. Owner benefit on average, $3,787 per month. $3,700 a month was what was left out of these gyms for owner benefit. And the hours worked on average was 39 average hours per week. So basically a 40-hour work week to make $3,700.
You're self-employed.
Well, you'd be better off being an employee, going to get a job.
Absolutely. You'd be better off. Yeah. I mean, it would be to that point, right? Like, we've talked about the natural progression of a great trainer is typically, okay, now it's time for me to open up a gym. This shows you that you can make nearly almost dollar for dollar. I mean, within a few $1,000s, being a great personal trainer without having the worry, the stress, the overhead
of owning
the risk of all of that, being the owner for a few more $1,000s a year.
I mean, listen, guys, I don't want to feel like this is me coming down on anybody. This is mind blowing. Like, I know how hard you work, so I'm in it. You deserve more, is my point. There is more. And here's the kicker: there is more. Net owner benefit, $3,700. Here's the other number. The average of the highest paid staff member across all models was $28,709. So you're making 28. The coaches are making 28,000. The highest paid coach is making 28,000. The gym owner's making 45,000, and the gym's making 190. I don't know. I'm not sure if this is worth the time. I mean,
is the juice worth the squeeze? I mean, right? Like, it seems to me that this model, I mean, we've been talking about this for a while now. I mean, probably since the beginning we started the podcast. There's so many different ways to skin a cat, right? I mean, the data there covered a number of different models.
It was heavy CrossFit, heavy class-based, heavy class. So just be aware.
And it's so dire for like that's the thing. The average. It wasn't like it was the highs and lows, and like we're talking about the lows. Like this is the average from every one of these 10,000 gyms that were polled. That's the thing that scares me the most. Is how many of our, how many of you guys, how many of our listeners fall into this category and not know a different way, or not know the path out, not know how to give yourself a little bit more owner benefit, or how to be able to pay your team, a better salary and keep them longer and that type of thing. There needs to be a different option. You need to make a decision if you're going to continue down this path.
It's time to switch to semi-private. That's the answer. Like, I don't see another way. You can't scale one-on-one. You can't, I guess, charge enough for class. Semi-private allows you to train multiple clients at a higher rate, get better results, honestly, better results. They stay longer, they pay more, and there's more money more top flows down, and then you can pay your coaches more. You can take home more, put your daughter on salary.
I was just going to say, we can get into some numbers here and just for comparison.
All right, guys. I mean, I'll share. This is a down year for us. Like, we're going to do it's going to be over 750,000 here at this gym. I'm here to, nothing to hide, right? My owner benefit coming out of this gym's in the 300,000 range. I pay my wife, I pay myself, and my daughter makes $45,000 a year out of this gym, based on Shauna's recommendations, right? Like there's money to flow.
Yeah.
I work in this gym 4 hours a week, maybe if that.
Mm-hmm.
There's a life here, right? And I could say, hey, one gym to me isn't going to make you a millionaire. It's not going to, you're not going to retire unless you sold, like, I don't know. Like, I just don't think one gym's going to nail it for you. I think multiple gyms would. But I'm not sure if multiple gyms is the answer. I think one gym, this is what we teach in our Iron Circle. I think the one gym or a couple of gyms gives you the money to then go do other things. I think the vehicle for wealth is not in the fitness space.
Sure.
I think it's a great foundation. You can have a great life. Maybe this pays your lifestyle to live, but then you can take that money or time. Like, if you can get out of the gym, you can put your time into other things. Like we have Profit, right? We got the real estate stuff. We have the Iron Circle. Like, these are all things, the Fit Pro Grow Summit. Like, that's spending our time over here. And it's all done on the backbone in the foundation of semi-private training. That's it. That's the answer here. So anyways, I'd throw that out there. We're hosting, and it's coming up, and we'll tease it a little bit. We're hosting basically a behind the curtain event, a secret meeting. Okay. I'm gonna call it a secret meeting because it's I'm inviting or allowing maybe 10, 15 gyms to come out here, see this model, look at our numbers, look at our pricing sheet, look at how we program, look at our layout of the gym.
Yeah.
Look at how we train multiple clients differently. We have software. We'll show you the software. We'll show you how we market. We're going to give you our ads.
Right.
We're going to give you our ads. We're going to give you our automations, like all the things that go into running an operation like this, multiple six figures, whatever. And we're just going to hand it over. We're going to give it to you.
Well, and I mean, it goes to that training that you mentioned at the beginning of the show, right? Like, we have a blueprint for a 7-figure training gym. It's what we run. It's what we do, from marketing, selling, from servicing, the semi-private model. Like, the path is math, right? I mean, just based on those numbers, I mean, your average revenue per client is over 4 times what this report is here. That extrapolate that out. I mean, expand that outwards, right? Like, if you can charge 4 times what this is saying, you have a hell of a lot more opportunity to play with, owner benefit or the marketing spend. The one big thing that stood out for me too was the gyms, when it showed profitability and the time that the owner was in the business, the gyms that were most profitable, they were actually in the gym less. This goes back to that episode about getting off the gym floor, right? We find ourselves going and servicing or doing the jobs that we either have to or fill in or feel like we need to be doing, but it's not necessarily moving the needle of the business, right? You're literally exchanging hours for dollars at that point, right? That's the whole reason that we have an employee, or we employ others to be able to do those things. There's so many different things you can work on the business rather than in the business, and I think that data showed that in order to get over that hump, to get to the 30,000 per month, 40,000 per month, 70,000 per month, your time cannot be spent grinding in the four walls doing the lowest level service that our businesses offer.
That's the kicker, right? Like, I know a lot of gym owners are in there because you have to. The way out of this is a different service offering. There's high ticket plays involved here. There's semi-private, there's higher price points. We talked about the coaching call that we had with a gym owner, and we had this amount of members, and we had three options.
Yeah.
Could we raise everybody's rates to make more money? Yeah, you can do that. You could, or do you raise just the people coming in the new rates? And yeah, that will slowly increase your revenue per member per month, slowly. Or do we offer a high ticket playbook, right? A high ticket transformation, if you will, and make the money maybe even double your gross revenue per month with just a handful of clients. Or offer a whole brand new service. And we've switched plenty of large group training gyms into semi-private at higher price points and instantly profitable.
That's one of the most common calls that we make or we take. Yeah. I mean, the industry, obviously semi-private's kind of one of the newer deliverables in this industry, and those gyms coming from, whether it be a CrossFit-style facility, just a functional training, even a boot camp or high-intensity, studio, they see the opportunity with semi-private, right? The math shows the path. It's the how that is confusing, or the how, I don't know how to do it. What do I do with all of my current clients? That type of thing. I always tell every gym owner, much like that, right? We've got three different conversations to have. Never are we going to suggest that you cut the head off the snake and hope that it lives, But we can transition clients. So much of that thing, never been clients. The people walking in your front door, they're exposed to a new service, and it's got a new price point, and that's where you're plugging people into. Stop selling the current service if it's not making you money. Then you've got your past clients. This could be an easy opportunity to go find people who've worked with you. You've already established some relationship. They were comfortable at one point giving you money, which means that you've got some level of like, trust, and respect. Easy wins can be found in that past client list. Go expose them to something that you didn't offer before. Boom, instant wins there. Now the transition comes to the current clientele. This is where it happens with math once again. We look at your current client base, we look at the revenue generated, we look at how many clients we have to transition in order to break even, what is that opportunity, what can we lose at that point, and then we make, worst case scenario, we're making the same money with less clients in a different deliverable. But we have a 100% success rate of not even getting to that point. Yeah, Every gym that we've transitioned has made more money moving clients over. And that's a transition. It doesn't happen overnight. It's not going to happen, one day your clients are doing team training, the next day they come in and everybody's doing semi-private. That exposure takes some time, and the transition does as well. But it's not a if, it's a need. You know what I mean? It's not a should I do this? It's a I need to do this at this point. The path is clear, and I just don't understand the reason, like, why there's so much resistance around, kind of the hard grind in order to make something like this successful when you're going, it's an uphill battle. The data shows it.
Right. I don't think there's resistance for it. The hard grind is like the badge of honor to try to force a CrossFit gym or a class-based gym to be profitable or make a ton of money. Like 190,000, dude. I don't know. I mean, there's not enough money coming in to make it impactful for you. So listen, guys, again, it's just eye-opening. It was somewhat depressing. It was somewhat surprising. I don't know. I don't see a whole lot of room in in the large group training model, CrossFit. I don't know, for it to be a nice lifestyle.
There's something to rave about it for sure. I mean, we've seen the threshold at the 30,000 mark with most of the gyms that we've spoken with, right? Like that's the big differentiator is like, getting to 30,000 per month is That's a big hump. And once they're over there, challenges and things change there.
Double this.
That's exactly my point. If that's where we're seeing, and then they've gone out and they've talked to 10,000 gyms, and the numbers are even half of that. That just, to me, that's exactly why we do what we do. There needs to be a path for a different way.
Well, the new way is semi-private. I believe in it. Been doing it since 2010. Right.
Yeah.
Like that's been our model. Right.
Yeah.
I mean, we've had other offerings, but we've skinned it down like to just that here. So listen, that's the data. Okay. That's the data from the report that came out. Interesting. It is 10,000 gyms. It's not like 500. So it's worth talking about. This report was done very well. Kudos to the companies that did this report. It was very well put together, broken down very nicely. It's, but again, the end result of the data is just it's not great. So if you guys need help, if you're that gym owner that's like, man, that is me. I do need to move into that. Just jump on a call. winninggym.com/grow. That'll get you into the landing page. Get in a call with Randy. And we can just take a look, right? Here's how we do it. We've done this so many times. It's just like Randy will walk you through. He just did it. I was listening and was spouted off. I know that's the same things he's going to say on the call. Yeah. So he's going to tell you exactly how we operate. And then again, that secret meeting, I'm really excited about that. Just inviting or bringing out a select number and just really here you go. I think it's going to be a huge opportunity for those that come out. It ain't going to be cheap. It's going to be a lot of money, but you're going to make all of it plus a return on investment by multiples. So it is what it is. I'm excited for the new year. I'm excited to share kind of what our predictions are going to be in an upcoming episode. We definitely got some ideas. I'll give you a teaser. Semi-private might be in that one. So anyways, that's it for this episode. Hopefully that helped you. Eye-opening. We'll put some links in the show notes for you guys to jump on. Until next episode, guys, keep changing lives. We'll see you on the next show. Bye. All right. And thank you for listening to that episode of the Built to Grow podcast, where we help gym owners win. Now, do you want to connect with me and other gym owners online? All you need to do is join our private Facebook group, Business Talk with Fitness Professionals. Just head on over to Facebook and type in Business Talk with Fitness Professionals. And when you do, we're going to give you our 10 marketing strategies 7-figure gym owners use to win. I look forward to seeing you in the next episode. Until then, keep building something great.